24 hours on from the initial announcement of Harry Potter as JJP's next game, we've learned quite a lot. Well, in fact, there's been another 2 videos since I recorded my video that I uploaded yesterday. So we know a lot more about it, and I feel I'm a little more closer to making a decision. People look at pinball in very, very different ways. For me, at the moment, there appear to be 4 sort of stellar games, or what I would call that, more recent games. And I think it would be Evil Dead, it would be Dune, it would be Kong, and finally Potter. Now, I've got to say here, I've not played any of these games, so they could all be brilliant to play, or they could be terrible to play. Now, I'm going to play Potter on next week. So next week on this channel, I will be uploading a video of Potter. And again, glass off, eyes on. We will do the full works. We will have a really, really good deep dive. We'll take a close look. We'll get gameplay, lots of gameplay. We'll do lots and lots of stuff. Later on this month, we've got Jack coming on the channel. And we've also got something else happening. I don't want to preempt it in case it doesn't happen. We've got something, pretty big coming from JJP on this channel as well very, very soon. And that's going to be a real eye-opener. So I'm trying to decide myself what I want to do and what am I going to do and which games do I particularly want. So the more I see a Potter, the more I like it. I thought the featurette was excellent. It was really interesting listening to Eric Munier talk about his love for Potter. And as somebody who's actually, my friend Paul actually posted on the forum earlier today that he felt that it was a love letter to Harry Potter, that the game that Munier designed was a love letter to Harry Potter. And it looks amazing. It really, really does. I love the story that Munier said about when I think he was 16 years of age. He drove his girlfriend, who is now his wife, to the book launch of the second book. And it was quite funny, actually. I'd forgotten all about that, because whilst I didn't read the books myself, I definitely remember there being a real fanfare. It was almost like the January sales or something. People were queuing outside bookshops. It was a real event. Possibly even the last time anything like that happened for a book. So it was a big deal. But the more we saw the featurette, the more a lot of the concerns sort of melted away. They've made it very, very clear, because they've now produced another gameplay video, that the reason the iconic John Williams music is not in any of those videos because you'll get a copyright strike, and you absolutely will. Some things you just get more of a copyright strike than any other. I always wanted to do more Stern Led Zeppelin videos on this channel than I did, but there's just no point. You just get a copyright strike and they pull your video, and you put all the work in, you record it, you edit the video, you spend 2 or 3 hours doing this stuff, and then YouTube just won't let anybody watch it. So yeah, that's the reason it's not been there. But the music, the score, is in the game. It seems to have all of the film assets, all 8 films. It's just got a bit of everything. The other thing I should probably say is I have been invited. Neil McRae has invited me to his house to play Kong. He's got a Kong LE. So hopefully I'll notch that one off the list as well, which just leaves 2 others to play. But I do think we're in a really, really exciting golden age of pinball. And Potter is a real consideration for me. And I may even look to try and get a couple of those games. And if I do, I say something's got to go, 2 things have got to go. I think it may be down the line, because I don't think you're getting any of these games quickly. As I understand it, Jersey Jack are building, and they're building the CEs now. The CEs are the collector's editions. They're going out now. The Wizard editions will be next and the arcades last. If I get a Harry Potter, it probably will be an arcade. But for me to get that, something's going to go. It would probably be Bond. The next game on my list that would probably have to go would be Lebowski. So if I got another game, then Lebowski would possibly go. But I mean, it's really, really tough. It's because, pinball machines are amazing, and Lebowski is, I still think to this day, is probably the best pinball machine, in terms of a pinball machine ever made. The best game? No. But the best pinball machine. So that would be a real wrench to let that go. I'm not sure I will. But anyway, but it would probably be James Bond that went for Potter, which is one deep game for another. But I struggled to really nail all the shots in James Bond, and even though I'd put it up, I think I'd put it up to 4 or 5 balls, and I was still really, really struggling to get anywhere on the game. I think the arcade version, for me, is the way to go. Because, I mean, I've been absolutely blown away from what I've seen with the gameplay. There were 2 things that I was uncertain about in the build-up to the release, and that was, how would the ball shoot, and were there any mechanisms in the game? I've now seen there's mechanisms in the game, that's fine. Now, basically, can I hit the shots? If I can hit the shots, I'll get this game. The CE is a thing of beauty, and it's absolutely gorgeous, but I didn't read the books, so the books mean nothing to me. I think that the artwork on the cabinet, looks amazing. And the only reason I can read, but I've watched the films, I like the characters, the only reason I can see personally that I would get the CE, the collector's edition, is, I think, the glitter under the playfield. But that's not a reason to it's because that's £5,000 more. And I don't have £5,000, so it really would be. I'd have to be able to get rid of James Bond and then get the arcade edition. So with hopefully hardly any money changing hands, basically. The Wizard edition looks excellent. It's got the art blades. I prefer the art blades on the Wizard edition. I like the back glass. I like the fact that half of it is evil and half of it is good, and the same with the cabinet. And I really like rad cowls. I bet the rad cowls would look absolutely excellent. But you know what? I can live without rad cowls. I've said this before about shaker motors, and some people agree. I understand I'm certainly in the minority. I don't care. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't even really notice they're going off half the time. I think some games they probably lend themselves to, and as somebody said, on things like Earthshaker, well, they're a sort of must-have, really, aren't they? Maybe when the T-Rex roars or something on Jurassic Park. But in the main, I don't feel the need to have a shaker motor in every game. I'm struggling to think of an event that might happen in Harry Potter where I might want to feel it shaking and feel the resistance of it. So I can live without the shaker motor. Art blades, someone will produce them. Powder coating, I'd get that done anyway. I'd probably get Cab Customs to laser cut some rails because they'll do something amazing, or I'd get Marco Vinci to do something. I'd get something impressive done with those. And apparently the arcade has a translight rather than a printed back glass. I don't care. I don't think I'd even notice. But the game itself is exactly the same. The CE has a glittery playfield. But aside from that, it's exactly the same. Which makes the arcade one the way to go for me. I'm sure I'm probably missing something else out that it may have. Oh, Invisiglass. Well, that's okay. I'll just take Invisiglass off one of my other games. I've got 5 or 6 sheets of Invisiglass. It's not a deal breaker for me. It's really not. And the more I think about it, the more I like this game. I was amazed by the staircase. I thought that was brilliant. That's a really great mechanism. The game had a lot more flow than I thought it was going to have. The flippers, the shots look really snappy. I am so impressed. I'm so impressed. Because I don't have a JJP. I've never had a JJP. I've had them here to review them because kindly the channel sponsor send me games. Pinball Heaven, there you go, you can see it there. UK's largest pinball distributor. They send me games. I'm really, really lucky. So I've had Elton John in this very games room here. I've had Avatar here. And I played them and I enjoyed them. But it's not the same as having a game for a long, long period of time. I just still marvel at those screens. And the way they layer up, the way they compartmentalise the screens. And I was looking at the gameplay. I guess it was a bit of a tutorial that was put out by Jersey Jack. And Eric Meunier was describing what was going on at the start. And he was discussing what everything meant on the screen. I thought it was amazing. I like that the Quidditch is a second section. And it makes absolute sense that it would be up high. That's Quidditch, right? They're up high and they've got like a separate Quidditch World Cup. Oh, that's cool. That's really, really cool. I love the magic wands there. I think they look absolutely amazing. But it's really the entertainment in terms of the game and I guess the game feeling like an event. And I think when I was watching it, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, this game is an event. It was not even a pinball. It didn't even feel like a pinball machine. This it feels like an occasion. And I think maybe, just maybe, that's what Jersey Jacks are. I've not spent enough time with them to make that statement, but it's that whole world under glass. Not every game is a world under glass. So my favourite game at the moment is Jaws. I think it's amazing. I cannot stop playing Jaws. It is so immersive. I love the movie clips. I understand it's not everybody's favourite game. It's my favourite Elwyn game, and I know I'm probably in the minority there. But the theme is everything to me. It is one of my all-time favourite films. It's nostalgic. I just think it's amazing. I love and just the shots are just so hittable. It's wonderful, wonderful. If I enjoy Harry Potter more than I've enjoyed Jaws, I mean, I would be amazed. I really would. And I can't ever see a point where Jaws would go. But it's not a world under glass. I'll be producing my Jaws video very, very soon, by the way. I've got some great mods going on there. Well, they're already on there. The game is pretty much finished now. Got Davey Stumblaw's mod on that. Got the cab custom stuff on there. Got the precision flippers. The precision discs. I've got the hot mod stuff. Got Collie Wobbles plastics on it. It's looking pretty good. It's looking far better than a standard Jaws. Don't get me wrong, but that's not. I don't love it because it's a world under glass. It's just got the moments and it's just the shots. I love it. I think it's brilliant. But this does feel like an occasion. It feels like the movie, I guess, or movies. There's 8 of them, and I was absolutely wowed by what I saw. And I don't think since doing this channel I've done a video the day after, and I've not even seen the game yet. But I guess, like a lot of people, you fall in love with pinball, and sometimes you're really into it in a very intense way, and then sometimes your interest starts to wane, and there'll be times when you play a lot of pinball, and then other times when you don't. There's maybe times when you're watching every video or listening to every podcast and reading everything on every website. There'll be times where you step away, and maybe you'll have a couple of games of pinball, but you're not really in the pinball zone. And that would very much describe me very recently. And all I can say about this, the Potter game, is it has had me refreshing. And I've read, I think the thread on Pinside was something like 7,000. I think I might have read every post on there. Not all over the last couple of days, but every post that's been put up anywhere, I've been reading about. Actually, somebody on yesterday's video had actually put on the comments, and they'd said this is they didn't like the ball I think it was something like they didn't like the ball diverters. This has got like 48 different ball paths, and they'd written in the comments section of yesterday's video, not more ball paths from Eric Meunier. He wasn't happy. He was angry. He was angry with the game. That was clear. And he said, why? He said, nobody's interested in this game. And it's just not true. There's so many people are interested in this game. And And if you don't like it, that's cool. You know, maybe one of the others that I mentioned is going to be for you. But I just wanted to play it. I just wanted to play this game. And it's not just play it. I found myself thinking, I just want to experience it. I want to experience this game. I think it looks brilliant. I think it looks... There's always people that are, I think, highlighting things that might not be right with it. Is it going to have the theme tune? Is it going to have flow? Is it going to have all the assets? As I say, they've just sort of started to melt away. Is it going to have the most flow of any game? No, but some people would say, no, it's a slow game with no flow. That's not true. I think it will shoot really well. And I would look forward to exploring the modes on there. There's some people that have made the observation that maybe there are too many call-outs instructing you what to do on it, to the detriment of you maybe can't hear some of the movie footage. I'm sure that's all something that can be coded and that can be balanced out. To be fair, I actually do like when games are, well, theatre of magic. Shoot up the centre staircase. Yeah, okay, brilliant. I like being told that. You don't want to hear it on every shot, of course. You don't want to hit, hit the left ramp, hit the centre loop, hit the right ramp. You don't want it on every single one. But that stuff can be ironed out. I'm really looking forward to playing the modes in this. I like the fact that the Quidditch is separate. I like the fact that that so much of the game's compartmentalised, but then you've got the main way to move forward. I like the multipliers. There was just a lot to like about this game, and I really enjoyed listening to the team talk about it on the featurette. And they were all really into it. And you get that, don't you? You get that with these games when sometimes you get a game and you get a theme. And then everybody's really, really, really keen on it, and everybody wants to produce this game. And it was quite clear that everybody involved was a really big, and I mean a really, really big Harry Potter fan, which I am not. But I have watched it, and because I've not been living under a rock. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, I watched all the films with my daughter, who's 11 now. I watched all the films with her. She's watched them all her life, but she said, "Come on, Dad, sit down and watch the films with me." So I did, and they were pretty good. I was in. Are you not entertained? I was entertained. I thought they were pretty good films. And I whilst I didn't necessarily fall in love with them, I could understand why other people have, if that makes sense. I absolutely understand why people really got invested in the lore of Harry Potter, and I love stuff like that: fantasy, wizards, castles, the detail of it. Giant spiders and broomsticks and that strange animal with wings who I can't. I kept on thinking when I was listening to the films, it was saying a hippogriff. It's not. It was a hippogriff. Hippogriff. I don't know if that's in the game. Very, very good. I'm very impressed. I think it looks gorgeous. If you're going to get a CE, I totally understand why, by the way. I don't mean to rubbish that. I think it looks stunning. If you love the books, you're probably going to have that. But I just think for me, by the time I have finished toying with it, and someone's going to make some incredible mods. I'm not a topper guy. I'm not a topper guy. Well, number one, I don't have height in here to have toppers in here. So there are two pinball machines that can go in the house that can have toppers, and I've got an attack from Mars LE with the alien on the top. That's going to stay, right? So I just don't. I don't care for toppers. I actually got, to be honest, I've got a. I'll show you another time. But I have a golem. It's not a topper, but I have a golem which is this big. He's holding the ring. It's on top of my Lord of the Rings, so they'll probably be in the house anyway. I actually just fitted, I've got to say, I fitted my precision flippers. I've been waiting a long time to my Lord of the Rings today, so I'll have to do a video on that. Incredible. I'll go into detail. With Lord of the Rings, you get flipper fade. I from precision flippers, precision parts, precision pinball parts. I'm going to do a proper video on it because I don't want to get the name. I want to put the website in, and John, who sent them over, has been such a gentleman. But I've got the bushings on there, and there's the hybrid flippers. I've really been playing around with it today. And, yeah, they've made a hell of a difference. And because of the flipper fades and hitting the ring shot on Lord of the Rings. Really good. Yeah, really, really, really impressed. The game needs a service, though, and I'm not sort of equipped, I'm not technically equipped to really service the game. But anyway, I'm waffling on now, aren't I? Just a bit amazed. I cannot wait. So next week, I will even upload it. I'll upload the video as quickly as I can, so as I can give you my view on Harry Potter. But it looks to be an awesome game. It really, really does. And I really enjoyed Elton John, and I actually thought Elton John was going to be the one. I thought that was going to be my Jersey Jack game. Because if I'm honest, I didn't like the way the flippers felt on all the other games. The flippers felt weak on Jersey Jack games, or not so much weak. They just didn't have the snap to them. You know what I mean. If you played this stuff, you know what I mean. Godfather was a little bit better. Elton John, the flippers were snappy. Avatar, the flippers were snappy. This will be the same. Just shoots like you want it to shoot and expect it to shoot. Wow, imagine if Pirates had a shot like that. What a game. Anyway, I did think that Elton John would be the one, but I thought I'll wait. I will wait and see. I will wait and see what happens. And if the rumours were correct, which obviously they were, that Harry Potter was the next one, I thought, yeah, that would be a theme I could really get into. And I think I'm glad I did now. To tell you what, if it's better than Elton John, it'd be some game. And I think on this one, I'll certainly enjoy the modes, maybe than I would on Elton John, which I still think is probably the best looking pinball machine I've ever seen. Circus Voltaire. That's a video for another day. We'll do that. Remind me, if I forget, we'll do that another day. The most beautiful pinball machines you've ever seen. Wow. Anyway, there we go. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you now. We should have a really special video coming up for you at the end of the weekend. Start on Sunday or Monday, should have a really special video coming up for you. And then next week we'll have some proper hands-on Harry Potter footage. I'm taking everything. I'm taking my 3 big cameras there. I'm taking the gimbal. Honestly, the XLR attachment, everything. Everything's coming with me. Extra lenses, 3 cameras, everything. I will leave nothing unphotographed and unfilmed on the pinball machine. That is.